Hello everybody and welcome back to Chess 24. This is live coverage of round 3 of the Bilbao Masters and European Club Cup. With me as always, Grandmaster Jan Gustafsson breaking down the action. So far we've had one result, Jan. Draw.
Draw in Anand Aronian. Good defense by Levon Aronian. Typical high-level draw. Some pressure, then ended with solid defense in this exciting position. Rook ending 3 against 3. One guy is in trouble in the Masters. It's Paco Vallejo. We had a couple moves. He played your suggestion after Queen c5, just went King h1.
Such a logical move.
Vallejo came up with Knight g6, which we deemed as the best resource as well, playing to answer f4 with Knight to h4. But Ponomarev went Knight to f6, which looks like a good move as well. Just blocking off this bishop. Not easy for white at all to come up with something. And there is a little plan of Queen d2, Queen h6, checkmate. Paco Vallejo in big trouble. Someone please call 911.
Why? We're in Gibraltar. That wouldn't really register at all.
You don't think 911 works in Gibraltar?
No, we don't have 911. I wonder if it is.
What do you have in England?
999.
999?
Yeah. What is it in Germany, actually? I never knew.
I have no idea.
What do you mean you don't know? The emergency.
No, I do know. It's
what is
110.
it? 110. Okay.
112 is the fire department.
You had. Oh, we just get through emergency services. So if we need a fireman, 999. If we need the policeman, 999. If we need a pizza, 999. Not really. Don't get any ideas.
Don't call 999 for a pizza. He's
Yeah.
being facetious. I do like a pizza now that you mention it.
To tell you what, I haven't had a pizza. Should we go for a pizza tonight?
Let's get a pizza tonight.
You want to go?
Yeah.
Do you know a good place around
Yeah.
here? Where?
It's Mamma Mia, there's Paparazzi, a lot of pizza places in Gibraltar. It's Pizza Express.
Nah, but Pizza Express is a bit overrated.
Greetings to our friends from Pizza Express. I'm sure you're watching the
Magnus
show.
Carlsen's a fan of Pizza Express.
Who isn't? Is it called Pizza Express?
Yeah, it will be Pizza Express if it's the same same one.
Speaking of Magnus Carlsen, he's not playing, but his compatriots are in action. They are playing on the top board of the European Club Cup today against the number 1 seed, Sokar, Azerbaijan. Here we got Jon Ludwig Hammer, his friend and second, worked with him at the World Championship match, playing with black against Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, who's been doing well, won yesterday, won a game in the Petrov. We've had a tweet earlier asking why the Petrov is not played so much anymore. It still is once in a while. It doesn't have this killer reputation of neutralizing White's 1e4. White has found some ways to deal with it. I'm not sure why I'm bringing up the Petrov, I just thought of it. But in Shak's game yesterday, he won with black actually in this line, which has been giving black troubles. Knight c3, knight takes, d takes. This is also the reason it's not seen that much anymore. Shak used it yesterday and won. Today he's playing Jon Ludwig Hammer, solid 2600 plus player. Mamedyarov, slightly better, but nothing much has happened. He's a pawn up, but after
I'm not
rook
sure
c4,
he is better after rook c4 actually.
it's not so clear because
Well, b3, rook
c2,
c2, he could actually be worse here because problems with f2 and e4 and no, you've got to be careful not to be worse. So actually rook c4 is a clean equalizer. I think you go knight c3 after rook c4, and if bishop takes c3, b takes c3, knight takes e4. Here you need actually a good move to hold the balance.
You have to find
You
this move to survive.
Yeah, you have to find rook b4. So this is actually very pleasant for Jon Ludwig, despite being a pawn down. Rook c4 is the key move, though. If he doesn't find that, he might be a bit worse.
I'll bet you that he's going to go b3, not knight c3 after rook c4.
But after rook c2, what do you do?
No, I don't say what is better. I'm just saying he's going to go b3, not knight c3.
Yeah, maybe.
He wants to keep some more play in the position.
Possibly rook c2, g5, takes, knight h7, and
should be okay for black. He has some counterplay.
yeah. All right, let's go to the next game.
His compatriot Simon Aktestein, who had a good showing in Norway chess, which ended by losing to Veselin Topalov, is playing Veselin Topalov yet again today, and he's doing pretty well, if you ask me.
It looks like another Rogozin, Jan, your favourite opening.
Good old Rogozin is being discussed all over the place. Bit of a funky line in the opening. from Achterstein, queen a4.
Love that move.
I've spent quite some time looking at it. It is interesting. c5, d takes c. a5. Not sure I like a5, gotta tell you. I think the critical is just bishop takes c3. That's what I couldn't crack. Because including a5, a3 could still be fine for black, but you do weaken that square a little bit. And if we look at the current position, a little jump of 20 moves right there. It's paying the price for it. Bishop on b5, sitting pretty. Knight c5 has just been played. I'm expecting king e2 or king f2. King e2 looks a bit more natural, just to cover this square. White is better here. Two bishops, you know.
Why not just castles?
e3 is under attack.
Yeah, but d5's on pre.
King castle too. I don't know, I like my king on e2.
Really?
Yeah. Defends these guys, covers the d3 square, connects the rooks as well. Doesn't look like it's come under attack. Ever.
I think he's going to castle.
I think he's going to go king e2. We'll see what he does, but no matter what he does, he is better against Veselin Topalov.
Yeah.
However, the team from the Oslo Schaksels, I can't pronounce it, sorry, Norwegian friends, Schaksels Cup, no idea, is seriously outrated on the lower boards. If we see here, we got Anish Giri playing board 3 for Sokar Azerbaijan today, playing against Ornulf Stubberud, and Anish Giri already has a serious advantage, it looks like. He just played knight to c3, planning to take this pawn. The black rooks and in general the black pieces, the black king. Doesn't look so stable.
I think that's going to be the name of my son. I think he's just sealed the deal for me there.
Ornulf is a good name.
I like Ornulf.
It's a good
It's
name,
kind
not a
of
good
a-
position.
It's like a cute Gandalf. Hey, Ornulf.
Ornulf Gandalf?
No, a cute version of... A
What
cuter...
about a double name? Gandalf Ornulf.
No, that doesn't quite work.
Too much?
It's too much. But Ornulf, hey, Ornulf, do you want to go to the movies?
Mhm.
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
You
sounds
can't
like a
s-
typical conversation you're going to have with your son.
No, I
Ornulf,
was-
let's go to the movies.
Yeah, hey, Orny? Oh, I've got to be careful.
Orny sounds
Orny,
wrong.
hey, Orny. Let's go down. Let's go to Wang Hao versus Lars Oskar Høger.
Oh, it's our friend Lars Oskar.
When you say our
Talented
friend,
junior player.
have you ever spoken to him?
I've spoken to
Yeah,
Lars
yeah,
Oskar.
yeah,
Yeah, I've played him many times in
Have
Blitz
you?
tournaments in Oslo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Very familiar
He's
with
got
Lars Oskar.
fantastic hair.
He's got a full head of hair.
Yes, you don't have to include that. Let me just, he's got fantastic, big, blonde locks. Beautiful blonde locks. Not in a...
Yeah,
It's kind of envious of his blonde locks.
right.
How's he doing?
I don't know,
Is he
looks
winning?
appealing. He's playing Wang Hao, Chinese world-class player. Maybe looks at deceiving. h4 looks very strong. But there is the defense rook to h8. Strictly only move after hg, hg, queen g4.
He played
Still
eight.
looks good. But then rook a g8, and somehow black is on time to defend his king side. Looks very shaky, but Wang Hao probably has it worked out that he can still hold this position.
I
Or
think so.
maybe even if he holds, he can very well be
No, I
better
think
because
he's-
of the
I
weaknesses.
think he's a bit better here. Yeah. Let's go to the game of...
Let's check my other friend, Sebastian
Sebastian
Mikhailov.
Mikhailov, yeah.
He's one of the world's leading authorities on Plants vs. Zombies. I respect him a lot for that.
Is he
And of
better
course
than
for
you
his
at
chess.
Plants vs. Zombies?
He might be better than me. I've talked strategy with him.
He really
his
knows his
Yeah,
stuff? Are you serious?
Yeah. He's in trouble in the chess department today, though. Not only does white have the girl, two bishops, all of this setup looks a little loose. You have to go rook c8, I guess, to try to keep it together, and white can already just take here and here. You can try to pin just king f1, and I don't think as much you can do. White just unties, and then the two bishops are stronger than the rook. Looks like Sebastian's in trouble as well. Looks like... he just played queen d6.
Bishop a5? It's kind of screams to be played, doesn't it? Bishop a5. Rook takes c5 threatened. Yeah, it's very unpleasant, this position for black. Very unpleasant.
It is. Oslo, of course, massive underdogs against Sokar Azerbaijan, the powerhouse from Azerbaijan. Two of their closer rivals are playing each other. Let's have a look at that match. Games on the top two boards are over. No big surprises there. Peter Swidler drew with white against Fabiano Caruana.
Yeah, a bit of a dull affair, that one, wasn't it? Not really.
No 7 out of 7 for Caruana. This time around, people are playing it safe against him. And same thing happened on board 2, Nakamura against Lenier Dominguez. Easy draw for Lenier Dominguez, handled the opening well, and then it led to this simplified ending, which we've seen earlier. Queen takes, bishop takes, played b4, which was drawn later on.
Yeah, not really much to discuss. But on board 3, we do
Board
have
3,
action.
we got action.
Action.
Nikita Vityugov, very strong player, actually higher rated than Peter Svidler.
No.
In the current list, yeah. Svidler lost a bunch of points at the Olympiad. Vityugov is at 2.742.
Holy moly.
He's a very, very serious player. Also is St. Petersburg native, or at the very least he lives there, representing his home city. Could be in trouble here. He's in exchange down against the French number 1, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave.
Yeah, well, an exchange is an exchange, as they say, and well, an exchange is a serious amount of material. Nikita, he's going to be looking to reduce material somehow to get to some endgame which might be drawn. Knight e4 is a move that screams out to be played.
Yeah, I was thinking about Knight f1,
Yeah,
but I
you
don't
never
think
actually
you can
trap it.
keep it locked out forever.
Yeah, rook d8.
Rook g8, let's say, or rook d8, yeah. g3.
Rook d8, knight b6. No?
Yeah, rook g4, and whenever this rook activates, his brother will come back into life as well.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in
Yeah.
ghosts.
You don't believe in ghosts?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Not really. But there is, it's a big part of, I think,
But
Thai
you-
and Chinese culture. I believe there is something to it.
But you believe that, let me put an example to you.
Right.
You don't believe in ghosts, but you believe that where you were on 7 out of 7 in a tournament and hadn't changed your underwear, that, you know, it would be wrong to change your underwear because you're on 7 out of 7. You wore the same pants, no matter how many, you know, let's assume you're in Thailand or something, you had some bad chicken one day and it didn't, you know, you would still wear those pants, wouldn't you?
I'm not sure if we're talking underwear. I have my own crazy superstitions, like I would stick to them, strangely, for a long time. I always thought when I was white in the game, I have to wear white or at the very least tan light-colored shoes. Well, with black, I would have to wear black shoes. And I felt very, very uncomfortable when this didn't happen. It wasn't so much based on results, but you know, I am quite superstitious.
So would you wear, this is the question, this is the question to you, for all of those people, you're on 7 out of 7 in the strongest tournament you've ever played, with 3 rounds to go, let's call it the Sinquefield Cup. You have worn the same underpants.
No, I don't like the assumption here that I would have worn the same underpants for the first 7
Well, let's
days
just
already.
say-
So let's
let's just
just
say-
think of another more realistic
Let's just say
scenario.
you forgot 2 days in a row.
7 days in a row.
No, here's an even better one. Your luggage was lost at the airport and you had no way to buy something else. So you had to wear the same.
Still sounds like an unlikely scenario.
It's
to me.
unlikely, but I just want to know if you would continue wearing them after being on 7 out of 7.
You always make up these ridiculous scenarios. I'm not gonna bless you
You're not
with an
gonna
answer
answer?
on that underwear front. That's ridiculous. No one wears the same underwear for 7 days in a row.
I
So this
understand.
scenario does not exist.
I understand, but you know how you said like sometimes you wear the same jumper or something like this?
Yeah, certainly.
Well, just apply the same logic to the.
It's not the same logic at all.
Tweet
I'm not
us.
sure Fabiano Caruana appreciates your
Hash-
7 out of 7 underwear discussions.
Hashtag C24 Live if you think Jan would wear the underwear 7 days in a row. I'm sure he wouldn't. He's a very clean
What am
guy.
I doing here?
Anyway,
Let's continue with that match while you keep thinking about
I'm
my
thinking
underwear.
I'm
I know
actually-
you're thinking about my...
I'm not just thinking about your underwear now. Goodness me. My mind is polluted.
Right. So we have two more strong chess players. Etienne Bacrot playing against Maxim Matlakov. Might not be that well known, but he's close to 2,700. You take a little break and clear your head.
I need to calm down. I'm getting all
Matlakov, another
getting all
St.
flustered.
Petersburg native, close to 2,700, worked with Peter Svidler as his trainer for both the latest candidate tournaments, if I'm informed correctly. He's playing Etienne Bacrot, feels like he's been around forever, was one of the youngest grandmasters of all time, became a GM at age 14. He's in his 30s now, still a very strong player, very nice guy, my teammate in the Baden-Baden team, 2,700 plus. Doesn't look like he got anything here, actually. With my two bishop fetish, I think if anybody's better, it is black, Matlakov. But I think this position is very close to equality because white does have a grip on the d5 square and he can use it to exchange pieces if it pleases him. Let's say 93, bishop c5. And okay, jump here. Takes. Slightly better for black, these positions, but should be holdable.
Very holdable. Do you think Etienne has ever been checkmated on the back row?
I'm pretty sure he's familiar with that line of joking, but probably has been, yeah. Most chess players.
But do you think if you were made aware of the back row, so I mean, because he would have known at like 9 years old, back row, what that means in English, right? He always takes precautions not to be checkmated.
Do you say back row or do you say back rank? Etienne back rank.
Oh, I've always said back. Oh, true, but it's a back rank.
It's back rank.
Is there anybody called back rank?
I'm not familiar with anybody.
I bet
by
there
that
probably
name.
is. There's probably somebody called back rank, Mr. Back rank.
Very possible.
Yeah. I want to meet Mr. Smothered Mate one day.
Right. I think Etienne has a younger brother called First Row.
Here we go. We got. What is this? Anjanda. Trent is right with the superstitions. It took me 11 games to win my first game. Wearing Scalabrini, the White Mambas jersey.
He's talking about Brian Scalabrine, a basketball legend called the White Mamba. Not known for his skill, but known for being very enthusiastic, a great teammate. He's a bit of a legend in basketball. His jersey is very popular.
Right.
So Anjander wore 11 games just to win the first one. Not sure. Doesn't sound like
That
a lucky
doesn't
jersey.
That sounds like a terrible idea. It took you 11 games to win one? Change your shirt, man. Change your underpants as well, very important. Let's go to the next game.
I don't think there's Brian Scalabrine underpants. Maybe there are.
I'm sure there are, if you can find
What's the next game? Oh, Mr. Fraisse already made a draw. Laurent Fressinet locked up the position against Sahra Efimenko. Another very strong player. I'm not sure if he's 2,700 at the moment.
No,
he
he's
certainly
dropped
was.
a load of points. He's only 2640 now. So
Really? Coming back to us humans.
Yeah. Let's go back. Can we go back to the...
Let's briefly just recap this match. We have 3 draws, which means there's 3 games still going on.
The back row game will be a draw as well.
Back row game, I'm not sure. It's still going on. Matlakov has no problems whatsoever. Then we do have the game on the last board. Georgiev against Khairulin. I've played all these guys. Khairulin has a very solid position, should be alright. White has the beloved 2 bishops, but black can go c4, trying to provoke some weaknesses. Black is fine. It's a very, very close match, and of course, if the Italian squad were to lose this match, it would put a serious spanner in the works. I'm not sure where to take that expression.
No, it would put a spanner in the works. It would put a spanner in the works. It would do, absolutely.
It certainly would. On other news, Sergei Kayaki made a draw with Michael Royce, but that's already another match.
But it's interesting, Michael Royce is now only rated 2579. He's
really? That's very low for him.
When I played him a few years ago in 2009 in Gibraltar, he was rated 2665 or something like that.
He was around 2650.
And he's a fantastic player, so
Very
goodness
solid
knows
guy.
what's happened to him to lose 80 points. But happens, you know, we have our dips.
Did you ever lose 80 points?
No, I mean, I gradually went down about 2 years ago. And then as soon as I started commentating with you, Gusti, it's all gone well again. I've shot back up. I'm the highest I've been for a year.
I'm very stable. I just...
You are between 26.20 and 26.50 for life, right?
Yeah, for the last 10 years or something.
Do you think you'll ever break 26.50?
I did. I peaked at 52 and then I went back to my territory.
But do you think you'll break it again?
I'm not that active, playing the Thailand Open once a year. It's going to be tough. But with all this dynamic spirit you've instilled me with during these commentaries, I'll be playing 1e4, the Grand Prix attack, sacrifice pieces. Checkmate, guys. I'm very confident. Grishuk has a very interesting game against Maxim Rothstein.
They've only played 15 moves?
I know, it's so complicated. I'm not sure if the PGN is updated, but it's certainly a complete mess on the board. Let's briefly go through how we got here. If you guys don't mind, if you do, address your complaints to Lawrence Trent at chess24.com.
Lawrence.Trent.
No, you're actually getting them. I thought I was misleading them for the complaints.
No, it's really.
We have one of these trendy, semi-ratey knight f3, g3, c4 pawn sacrifice openings. There's many iterations of that. This one is a bit different than normally black goes knight f6 before going bishop f5. And bishop f5, he took it, knight a3 and e5. It looks tempting to take it, but it runs into this typical double attack.
How do you say double attack in German?
Doppelangriff.
Oh. Okay. Not doppelganger.
No, that's an English word, right?
Correct.
Doppelganger. Find your doppelganger.
Do you have a
in
doppelganger?
In your case, it's Conchita Wurst, as we all know.
Whose is yours? Oh, well, we know who yours is. The guy out of You're the Worst. What's his name?
I idolize him. You're the Worst is a fantastic comedy show, by the way. Check
Only
it out.
For 18-year-old
It's 18-year-old plus, but it is basically a sitcom. Yeah.
What's
I idolize
his
the main
name?
guy. I think the actor is called Chris Gere or something like that.
Chris Gere, yeah. You do look like him. He's a very beautiful man.
And he's the worst.
And he's the worst. Okay, back to the game.
Who's not the worst is Alexander Grishuk. After e5, he went knight takes c4, e4, knight f e5. I've seen this opening around. Not quite sure. Queen c7. If that's the correct move, bishop e6 is very possible here. Threatening f6 maybe. Bit of a mess. Queen c7, d4, f6. Looks like the knight is trapped, but there is knight e3. Zwischenzug, another good German word for you. Attacking this bishop and clearing this square for the other knight. Bishop e6, knight c4 back, f5. Looks a bit shaky what black is doing, doesn't it? f3, opening the position.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Rook takes and g6. Grishuk didn't have to be asked twice to start the fire. Is that an expression?
Yeah, he's fire starter, twisted fire starter.
Yeah. The prodigy.
Prodigy. What year?
It's my youth right there. Prodigy fire starter. When is that? Like 94?
I reckon it's earlier. I reckon it's like 92. Prodigy Firestarter, please tweet us, hashtag C24 Live. Which year was it released? Would be keen to find out.
I would say 93, 94 in that neighborhood.
Yeah, it's not far away from that.
I was a young man back then.
Were you?
Like 15 or something.
They were popular in Germany, the
Of course they were. It was
Yeah.
a massive hit everywhere.
True. I've actually seen them. I would like to announce another name of a song, but I can't on air. So
We didn't start the fire.
F4, D, G5, knight H5.
You know what? He could have taken this.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Takes and knight to d5.
Yeah, but you can play knight takes D5.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's a good idea. It's just very pretty that the queen is trapped in the middle of the board. Can't go anywhere.
That's amazing. Yeah, that is very pretty.
Queen takes g4, runs into knight takes f6. It doesn't have any other squares, but after knight d5, bishop f4, knight f4, you collect quite some material. With a complicated position, Grishuk went g5 instead.
Knight H5 and D5.
Knight h5 and d5.
What's going on? Just madness, isn't it?
Madness. But I'd be uncomfortable against a calculator of Grishuk's caliber with the king in the center. Very, very scary. C takes D, I think he just wants to go knight takes D5. And if queen takes C4, rook to C3.
Oof.
Once again, the queen is pretty much trapped. This queen keeps getting trapped wherever it goes. Goes to F4, gets trapped. Goes to C4, gets trapped. Can't catch a break. Doesn't have a square.
Queen. Poor little queen. 1996, the prodigy.
1996, oh, that's
time.
even later. So I was 17. I felt like I was 15.
How old do
Not
you
sure
feel
what
now?
that teaches us.
You're
Now I
35.
feel like 24.
You feel 24? No, you don't.
No, I feel
You're 35, I reckon you're a solid 39, 41.
62.
Let's go and see the Bilbao match.
Let's go back to... all these games are in Bilbao.
Holy!
We
cow.
missed quite some action in the Ponomarev
Why am
Vallejo
I
game.
never taking bets? It's ridiculous. I'm a horrible.
Knight F6 is the last we saw, and we concluded Vallejo was in deep, deep trouble. Went Rook B8. This is just asking for punishment. He went Queen D2. He could have won on the spot with Bishop C1.
What a move!
Like that,
Bishop
H6
C1.
checkmate, and attacking
What a
B8.
move! He didn't see it. I'm surprised he didn't see that actually.
Actually, has more trickery to it because Rook takes C1.
Oh my! Yeah,
You have to come up with
this
another
is
cute little move, Knight D7 check.
This is too much.
Might be too much.
This is too much for any normal person.
Well, I'm not sure. Rook C1. You can also go Rook B8, which
Really.
is also a lot for.
Oh, and now knight
And
d7.
now Knight D7.
Yeah, that's more.
Tricky stuff. He went Queen D2, which is also more than good enough. Bishop F6, Bishop F6. Material is equal, but it's just the Black King is so bad. Went Rook B5, but this is pretty much hopeless already. You can't survive with this king. White can just coordinate. I think that's what he did. Rook BD1. I like this move. Can go F4, E5 when he feels like infiltrate with a queen. D6 his own priest. Hopeless for our friend Paco Vallejo. D5, Queen H6 check. This just looks over. King E8, E takes D. Now all the gates open.
Yep. So what happened? Takes Rook Fe1, King
Takes
D7.
check, King D7. Rook
Queen.
D5 is already winning. He didn't even go for that. Could have picked up the queen if he so wanted.
Queen G7.
Queen G7
Queen
also
F8.
good enough. Queen F8 and Bishop D5. No,
Yeah,
Paco
it's
can
just great,
resign
yeah.
basically. I think he's going to resign once the time trouble is over because I'm assuming he has very little time left. And then sometimes you just keep making moves until you made it to the time control, but it is completely hopeless. Rook D5, Rook D5. It's an exchange and a pawn down, and his king is weak.
Just got to be
King
careful of
C7.
Bishop B7. That's the only.
Yeah, but let's try to mess this up. I think it's tough to do. Rook E7.
Literally, you can't mess it up, right?
And once you start worrying about Bishop B7, you just play King H2 once.
Yeah, he
No,
can
Paco's
resign.
gonna lose.
Yeah, he's going to lose. That's
Yeah,
it.
and really his trouble started, we've mentioned this many times before. They started when he went H5 in the opening. This was too ambitious. And the trick we are assuming he missed is this very pretty knight takes E6. And from here on, it's basically been agony. He's done well to prolong the game and make a fight out of it, but his king is just a goner. And F takes E was checkmate after Queen H5. Check it out. So yeah, doesn't start well for Paco Vallejo. If he loses today, he falls into last place with half out of 3 or 1 point using the Bilbao 3-point system, while Ponomarev picks up his first win or his first 3 points with the 3-point system. Viciano is in the lead with 2.5 out of 3, followed by Levan Aronian with 2 out of 3.
He played King C6. To go, can you not just go Queen F8, Knight F8, Rook D8? Does that not win a piece?
That looks pretty reliable. Rook D6 check also doesn't look terrible, does it? Takes, Rook D8. Any tricks here? No, not really.
I mean, that's just a move.
It's
I-
resignable, yeah. You can pretty much resign. no matter what Ponomarev chooses. I'm expecting him to resign once they reached move 40.
I don't think they're going to get that far. It's only move 34. I think you just have to resign now, right?
Can briefly stay with it, but yeah.
I mean, takes
It is
rook
hopeless.
d8, you win a piece, so what's going on?
You know, I'd just play queen f6 check. Sacrifice this rook.
Okay, king
Spice it
d5.
up. King d5, rook d1 check. King e4, f3 mate.
King e3.
No, it's not mate. But probably it's mate later.
Do you
Because
think?
no one would do this over the board if you can just win a piece.
Do you think if you announce checkmate and it's not? No, I think the king's on d5. That means he's resigned. Okay, he took
yeah,
on
fair
f8
enough.
and no, he didn't play king takes d5, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, maybe he did.
No, I think after queen takes f8 he probably resigned
And put
and
his
then they
king.
put the kings on d5 and e4.
Or maybe he
Which
let him
was-
checkmate him with queen d6 in one move. That's the only other.
Who knows? I think he resigned more likely.
Yeah. We've got some tweets here. Prodigy, Firestarter was 96, yes. Will you provide the PGM files of all the video series or just Fiddler Huschenbett? What's the Slav series by Raga? Rian.
We're still working on the technical implementation of our what we call ebook thingy. Then it depends on series to series. If the author provided PGMs, if it's an opening series, if they're added value, if they're being pointed out. It's going to be on a case-to-case basis. Can't tell you right now, but it certainly will come shortly.
Okay. Good. We also, I believe, Jan, now that Paco has lost, that's official, he did resign, have a little video. A little video.
Little video.
That we're going to show.
So we're going to take a little break and watch a little video?
It's only 30 seconds long. 40
okay,
seconds
that's
long.
not break material.
It's
Let's
not-
show the little video.
We'll show the video. We'll be right back. Have a look at this video.
I thought it was...
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A little video there of the tournaments in progress over in
Why
Bilbao.
were they driving down an escalator?
I think they were just walking down an escalator.
No, they were driving.
They were driving?
Maybe they have an escalator in the playing hall. That'd be beautiful. I'd drive that thing up and down all game.
What are you talking about driving? You don't drive an escalator. Is that the German word for it? We don't drive escalators in English. We just...
Oh, no, I'm going
You-
nuts. I'm confusing escalator with stairway.
What are you...
I am losing
Anyway,
my mind. I don't speak English today. What were they doing in the video?
They were just waiting on the escalator for it to take them downstairs. They weren't driving any vehicles.
We have to rewatch it.
We're gonna have to.
I lost.
Is it the tie? Is it the underpants thing from before? I don't.
You're not going to let that go, right? Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Show is not as classy as you used to be because Lawrence Trent did not sleep well.
I didn't actually. We talked about this morning,
No.
didn't we? The ships were making a huge racket at 4 a.m. There I am trying to sleep. By the way, it was really muggy and humid last night. It was quite horrible.
It's very tough to be you.
Really
Always
struggling.
stealing.
I was struggling to sleep, and then all of a sudden, I thought I nodded off. I was sort of saying, this huge tanker blasting its horn at 4 a.m. What the hell?
I'm very sorry to hear that.
And then again,
really
like-
challenging, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel comfortable.
That's good to
You're a
hear.
very hospitable guy for a German. Draw, Mamajarov.
Against Jon Ludwig Hammer, you could have won another bet.
I've lost so many potential.
Because after rook c4, he did not dare to go b3. He just went knight
I'm
c3.
such a bad gambler. That's it. My gambling days are over with you. Forget it. I don't want to hear another word about it.
All right. He went knight c3, simplifying to a draw. Seaman Aktestein still pushing Veselin Topalov.
Yeah.
Still the two bishops.
Did
Little
he,
advantage here.
did he castle? Yeah, that's another bet I lost.
Oh yeah, you should have bet on that. No, he played c takes d5 actually.
Okay, but he didn't put his king on e2 ever, right?
No. Who does that? Put your king on the center like that? Crazy.
Oh!
Knight coming to d5, e3, saying knight f4 check, knight c3.
Oh.
Madness. Anyway, pity. He is still better. I think actually could be significantly better in the current position after bishop f2. Probably you would have to go knight c4 after takes, rook c1. Probably black can hold a position like this.
Yeah, black's holding this.
Yeah. Expecting a draw here, but I'd rather be white.
Yep.
Let's move
Oh my
back to
goodness,
the...
go up one.
Where?
Just one more board. Anish Giri.
Anish Giri,
We
he's
just
winning, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, Ornov. My boy Orni. Yeah, that's game over.
He's in trouble. Rook
He's
takes
losing a piece.
e8. Would run into just bishop takes f4, queen takes f4, and bishop d5. Little discovered check there.
How's your boy Lars Oscar doing?
Let's have a look. That game was interesting. Oh, he's been pushed back a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably not that interesting anymore. Black can just go queen takes d3.
It's game over. Nah, it's too much.
He's losing to Wang Hao.
All right, and Sebastian Mihailov, your other guy.
He was also in trouble. All the Oslo guys were in trouble. Still in trouble.
His pieces have never been happy, have they, in this game?
No, white will just go rook to c6, queen d1 check, king g2. This little guy is in
No, it's probably
serious
it might
discomfort.
even be
Might
resignable.
be too. No, looks horrible.
Rook a6, rook a8, and mate. Nah, this is gone. All right, so Korobov's going to win.
No, Sokar is going to win that match. The close match is the one on the second board between the Italian team, whose name I will never learn, and the St. Petersburg team, whom I will just call St. Petersburg. Keisuke Miyagi is pointing out Jan should find some escalators to drive during the next draw.
That's
He's
beautiful.
very, very right.
He's been watching. I like him. Keisuke, good tweet.
I just think of some words meaning different words today. It's very
okay.
confusing.
It happens.
Chair, table, you got it all
all right.
mixed up.
So draw Svidla Caruana, draw Hikaru Nakamura Dominguez. We've seen those games already. Maxim, has he made any progress, or has
He's the hope for the Italian team. He is an exchange up, and he's the favorite to win his game. It's just an exchange.
Rook G8,
Rook G8.
and then Knight E7?
He's going to win.
Do you think he's going to win
Yeah,
this?
he's going to win this. I think this is a question of
Technique.
very straightforward technique. He's a whole exchange up. He's unpinning now with Knight E7.
He's got a pass.
Pretty much, yeah. It's game over. Vachier Lagrave is going to win against Nikita Vityugov, which is huge, with black against the 2740 player. Puts his team in a good position there.
Right. Back row Matlikov will end in a draw, as
This will
predicted.
end in a draw.
Draw
So
already.
St. Petersburg would need a win, and I think they have their eyes on Ildar Khairulin on the last board. He kind of has to win in order to secure a 3-3 for the St. Petersburg team, playing the very experienced Bulgarian Grandmaster Kirill Georgiev. And this could go either way. I
Yeah.
don't mind Black's position. Hinting at knight to b3 after d takes c4. I'm not sure if you can do it immediately.
Rugby 1.
Still rook to d1, and if knight takes a1, white would be winning after rook d7. But just d takes c, b takes c. Not sure black is better. Rook d1, white still looks solid.
White
That's
still
high
has
ruling.
control, doesn't he?
He's going to have to make something happen if they want to equalize that match.
Yeah. What should we do, Jan? We've covered a lot of it's over, a lot of it's... What do you want to do?
Let's stick around a little
Stick
bit to
around.
see if we can find anything interesting in the Euro Club Cup. Both games of the
Yeah.
Masters are finished. Paco Vallejo lost to Ponomarev. As he tends to, we have to say, he's down 9-1 now in decided games against
Bad record.
Ponomarev. Vishyana drew with white against Levan Aronian. Pretty solid game there. what we're going to do is we're going to go on a little break. Tweet
Okay.
us if there's any interesting games in the Euro Club Cup. Not sure we have all the games here, but we'll try to track them down.
Yeah.
I'm going to go find an escalator to ride during the draw, and we'll see you back in 5 minutes.
See you in a few minutes.
Until recently, chess was like this. Chess24 brought you this. Live interactive broadcasts from top tournaments with computer analysis and video commentary by the likes of Jan Gustafsson, Lawrence Trent and Peter Svidler. A play zone where you can take on opponents from all around the world 24/7. Interactive beginners courses ensuring you pick up the basics fast while having fun. A tactics trainer to sharpen your chess. Hundreds of interactive videos letting you watch and learn from star players such as Vishy Anand, Peter Svidler, Paco Vallejo and Hu Yifan. You've given up on that outdated 24 on mobiles and tablets. Full playzone access, including pre-move. A tactics trainer so you can stay sharp wherever you are. Computer opponents you can challenge even when you're not online. Live broadcasts of top chess events. And the half? It's free. Well, that's half true. Most features are free, but limited for registered members. For a mere €99 per year, however, you can step up to premium membership and gain unlimited access to our video library. That and much more. See you at chess24.com.
Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Every day, the future's getting closer. Every day, the future's looking bright. Every day is another beginning. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream.
Hey there, this is Peter Svidler for Chess24, and the video I mentioned in passing as an idea when I was recording my videos about the Queen b3 Grunfeld. A video I thought might be interesting as a kind of a infotainment. It's going to be somewhat less chess heavy than the opening videos in this series, but I thought it might be interesting to tell you about the 3 games I played in 1999 in pretty much the same line of the Grunfeld against the 3 world champions, the reigning world champion, the ex-world champion and the future world champion, and in general to tell you a little bit about how my 1999 went. I know it was a long time ago and has no particular relevance, but well, as they say, it's my series and why not? And the chess content, I think, is quite interesting. All 3 games are fairly remarkable in their own way. And let's see how this goes. I'm not quite sure about this format myself, but this whole project is new to me, so this might turn out to be fine as well. So let's give it a shot. 1998 went quite well for me. I did okay. I finished fine in my first ever Linares, tied for first in the Russian Championship, as was my norm in those years. Not anymore, but in those years I was very, very consistent in the Russian Championships. And I got quite a lot of top-level invitations because I was the new kid on the scene, and people were interested to see me play in the top events. And the first top event I had to prepare for was Vike in January. And I went there with very high hopes. I thought, you know, this is my chance to shine and I should be playing well, because I could remember playing well pretty much throughout '98. And Vike was the first tournament where the pattern was something I was completely unused to in those years, but which I came to recognize and sort of accept as my own in the future years. That is, out of the 13 rounds in Vike, I won 1, lost 1, and made 11 draws. And towards the second half of the tournament, I was playing pretty much kamikaze chess with black, because I was going more than slightly mad with all the drawing I was doing. And yet, even when I played the lines I knew were almost losing by force, I would still make a draw somehow. And this drove me mad even further. The one game I won was against my current colleague Rustam Kasimjanov, who was also playing perhaps his first major tournament, and felt that he also needed to play for a win in every single game. So in the game against me, he perhaps overpressed in a position where the normal result would have been yet another draw. And I lost to Garry Kasparov, which is of course perfectly fine and normal. There's no shame in losing to Kasparov. And it was quite a remarkable game, which I remember not feeling even remotely disappointed after the game, because I felt that I was beaten by someone at the top of his game, and someone who has shown a very interesting opening idea in a line I felt I knew quite well. So all in all, this particular game gave me no cause for great alarm. It went like this. After knight c3 d5, as a small side note, it is not perhaps the most obvious choice to play Grunfeld with black against Kasparov, because he has some ideas about this opening, let's put it mildly. But first of all, in those years, it's still true even now, but in those years in particular, I didn't have that wide of an opening repertoire. And secondly, I felt, wouldn't it be interesting to find out what will happen to me if I play the Grunfeld against Kasparov? You know, this feeling of not invincibility as such, but kind of wonder. I knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, but I was very interested to see what he will show if I do that. And he did show something. Knight f3, bishop g7, queen b3, takes castles, e4, a6, e5, b5, queen b3, knight d7. A very topical line in those years as well. And I had some experience with this line and felt I'm reasonably well prepared here. And here he played e6. This move I knew. I thought f e6. This has always been considered to be completely harmless, so what's your plan? And bishop e3, which at that point in time was a novelty. And here I sank into thought, and I could immediately see that my choice was pretty clear-cut. I could play knight f6, to which white will reply a4, completely demolishing my queenside structure. And I will have to defend some kind of a position in which I will have for a meager pawn a very passive position with unclear prospects. Or I could play knight b6, to which he will reply a4, more than likely. And I will have to work very hard not to get mated. And remember, I was playing Kasparov, who is universally accepted to be one of the better dynamic attacking players in the history of chess. So from the practical viewpoint, I think maybe knight f6 was a bit of a better idea. But once again, I was very curious to see what exactly will befall of me if, that's probably not grammatically correct, but anyway, what will happen to me if I play knight b6 against Kasparov, so I did. Knight b6, h4, knight c6, black obviously needs to create some counterplay, otherwise he will get mated for absolutely nothing. h5, rook f3, gf3, knight takes d4. Other options for black are really not worth mentioning. For instance, if you go knight takes d4 here, then after takes, rook d1, c5, takes, and queen c2, black is really almost lost already. So rook f3, gf3, and knight takes d4, rook d1. And at this point I realized, not that it surprised me greatly, but I realized just how difficult my task was, because I thought my reaction was the most principled one, and I thought this is how black should react to a new idea, by sort of tackling it head on. And after rook d1 I realized that This is perhaps something my opponent has expected and is prepared for, and that my position is very, very risky. I pretty much have to play c5 here, bishop d4, cd4, h takes g6, and I played h6 here, which I thought was a reasonable idea because I don't want to be opening files on the king side. And if h takes g6, which has actually been played since in a game, both queen c2 and rook g1 are incredibly strong. In particular, queen c2 almost forces queen f8, because if queen e8, then bishop d3 gets through and white probably gives mate. So after queen c2, black more or less has to play queen f8, take, queen f5, check, back, takes, and knight e2. And this endgame is, well, if it's not lost, it's pretty close to it. So I went h6, and for a second there I felt mildly optimistic, because I thought, okay, next move I will play knight d5, and he will have to either take this knight, and then I will have some kind of a pawn feast in the center I could at least sort of play behind. Or if he doesn't take, then I'm blocking off some of the avenues of his attack, and I have once again something to base my position on. The knight on d5 will be a very strong piece. And in this position, Kasparov thought for a bit and played rook h5. And this is where I finally figured out this is probably not going to be my day.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Chess24. I'm Jan Gustafsson. I'm being joined by Lawrence Trent and his newly trimmed beard. It's always a pleasure to be here. We're covering the Bilbao Masters. It's over for today. Anand Aronian ended in a draw. Paco Vallejo got crushed, we have to say, by Ruslan Ponomaryov. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look at what's still going on in the European Club Cup. There's one big match of the day, which is the match between Objetivo Risarcimento, I hope I kind of got this right, against the team from St. Petersburg. Score is tight at the moment. There's been draws on board 1 and 2 between Svidler and Caruana and Nakamura and Dominguez. There's also been a draw on board 4 by Crow against Matlakov. All of these are 2,700 plus players. Not sure about Matlakov, but he's in the neighborhood. So you can see this is a very serious match. It looks like the team from Italy has the upper hand, because Maxime Vachier-Lagrave is an exchange up against Nikita Vityugov. Not sure we've seen this position. We said it was hopeless just a minute ago after knight fd2. We expected him to go just rook g8 followed by knight e7 with a winning advantage because of the extra exchange. But now it's not so clear anymore, is it? Maybe it's still clear.
Well, what do you do?
Looks like black complicated his task a little bit. The knight is still pinned. The b7 pawn is under attack. If you go b6, white goes knight to d3, and at the very least he can still ask some tricky questions.
What questions?
How are you planning to win this game? Rook takes g4, knight takes e5. White is better, and black is better, but as long as he doesn't solve this problem, the game is going on. Not that easy, but still an edge for the team from Italy. Game on board 5 was drawn as well, so the current score is 2-2. If we're assuming that Vityugov manages to... MVL manages to convert his advantage against Vityugov, would be 3-2 for the Italians, and they would need a win from Ildar Khairulin on the last board to tie the score. However, his opponent Kirill Georgiev has a very solid position. If it just goes rook d2 now, planning rook to d1. It's hard to see how black could create winning chances here. Looks good for the Italian team. The other top favorites of the event are Sokar, who are winning their match on board 1, even though Seaman Aktestein is up in exchange against Veselin Topalov now, as was pointed out by Pipo.
Wow. Why couldn't... Sorry a second. Go back one move. No, to move 27, sorry. Knight d2, rook takes b7. Now, sorry for being slightly insane, but why can't you play knight takes f1?
You can.
Winning,
Maybe he should have.
fact, the exchange. King takes f1, and now the move a4. Just to cement this.
Not sure about a4, because it gives my bishop a nice little
And then?
square over here. Well, white is a pawn up. He's just going to keep grinding away, slowly improving on the king side.
I think.
h4, h5, bring the king. It's unpleasant.
Yeah, maybe. How unpleasant.
That's the question. It's between a draw and a loss. It is a very unpleasant defense, and probably not so much in Topalov's style. But you could very well be right that this was a better chance. He decided to remain exchange down and collect some pawns. Take here, knight d2, rook d1, knight c4, which is more active, but also very risky. a4
Rook
takes,
d4.
say rook d4.
Now you can win the a5 pawn. You've got 2 rooks. So I think it's a wrong decision.
Could very well be. Topalov in trouble. His team, however, is going to win no matter what happens. Giri won on board 3. Wang Hao is winning on board 4. Korobov won on board 5. And Safarli won on board 6. So this is a massacre. Another interesting match is the one on board number 3. Another super team is the team from Malachite from Russia. They have Sergei Kayakin, who drew Michael Royce. They have Alexander Grishuk on board 2. He's playing very fancy game today, isn't he?
And he looks like he's totally winning, right?
I think he is.
Look at this position. The black king wide open. No pawns to defend it. The black bishop pinned, already threatening rook takes bishop and knight c7 check. Ending the game. You've got the bishop coming to b2. You've got the bishop coming to h3. No, it's game over. It's really that simple. There's
White is a piece down at the moment, right? We have to say in fairness.
yeah, but you know, I looked at the position. I didn't even know that. That's how good the position is for
It's
white.
true. His pieces are very active. Say king f7,
Bishop b2.
bishop b2, bishop g7.
Check. Ah, queen b3 might be a good move. Queen b3, just
It's just
protecting.
a very unpleasant position. No,
Yeah.
rook f1 is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice game by Grishuk. I've seen this position earlier. Queen c5, check. He just went knight c to e3.
And b4. Nice
Takes
idea.
a b4. Very cute little trick. Black can't go queen takes d5 because of rook takes f8, winning the queen. So he had to go queen d6. Now just rook takes e3. Looks like Grishuk is winning. His team from Malachite, not sure how to pronounce it. Once again, I'm
Malachite.
sorry. Malachite is correct.
I don't know.
He's playing Beersheba, very strong Israeli team, regulars at this European Club Cup. Maxim Rothstein worked as a trainer in the Boris Gelfand team, as far as I know. Very, very strong player, but he is being crushed today by Alexander Grishuk. He just played knight to a6. Was just answered by bishop b2. Troubles, rook g8. White can, well, he has multiple ways to increase his position. Queen a4.
It's just
check,
a monstrous
bishop h3.
position. You've got all your pieces playing, bar the rook on a1, which can also come into play shortly. So it's it should be a totally winning position. How's Postny doing against Liko?
Yeah, Leko bought 3 for this Malachite team. Black against Postny. I think Leko is a pawn up, but Postny is very active. Very nice pawn chain he built. I can't imagine white is worse. I'm not sure if white is seriously better, but it's very hard to believe he could ever be worse with these pawns. His bishop locked out.
I had a
like White's
horrible
position.
game against Postny last year. He crucified me, this guy.
I've been struggling against Postny as well. I think I lost twice to him.
Good player. Nice guy.
He's a good player. Moving down, there's Alexei Shirov doing Shirov-y things on board 4 for Malachite.
You mean totally losing?
No, I didn't mean that. I meant starting a sacrificial attack, but it could be that he's also losing.
What's wrong with just pawn takes knight? Show me the mate.
Maybe there is no mate.
I'm threatening queen f3 check in a lot of variations as well.
Okay, let's try this.
Queen
You
takes.
take rook h6. This is the mate.
Ah, but then I've got rook f1 and g takes h6, right?
Oof, that's the only... Yeah.
Well, it's the only defense.
That's the only defense against the mate. Rook f1 check. Rook takes and takes.
He didn't
Black
take
could
the
be winning.
knight. He didn't take the knight. He was scared.
Oh,
Sure
miss
of
rook
effect.
f1.
If you don't see rook
Can't
f1,
do it. Played
Okay.
rook e8 instead,
probably losing.
leaving this knight alive.
Horrible.
Still. No mate yet.
Knight c7.
Just stay solid. Defend everything 8 times.
No, you have to give up your queen now. Rook f1.
Did I give up my queen?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get stuff for it.
Yeah, you get some stuff for sure. Maybe not. King e2. Yeah, I'll cover b5, which is.
I like black here. These rooks.
Yeah, maybe. But e takes d5 was kind of clear.
Yeah, of course. No, it just comes down to this detail of rook f1 check, the only defense. So what's going on in this match? Motilyov, reigning European individual champion, drew against Alexander Khuzman and Viktor Bologan on the last board for the
Yeah.
Russian team. Pretty serious team as well. Slightly better maybe against Ilya. Another name I can't pronounce, I'm so sorry. Khmelnikov?
Zaragatsky.
No, I know how to pronounce Zaragatsky.
Khmelnikov.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Just played knight d7. Pretty solid for
Yeah.
black. So where does it leave us in the match overall? It's not clear at all. Grishuk is gonna win, putting his team up by 1. But then Leko could be slightly worse. And a lot is riding on the result of this Shirov game as well. Who could win, he could lose, anything can happen, right?
3 results, yep.
Yeah, very close match. We will check in one last time with
Ooh.
another very close match.
Look at Vichikov. Now, this is what I was talking about. Can he get to an ending where there's reduced material and keep his pawn advantage with the knight? I wouldn't be surprised if this is holdable.
Yeah, no, he built a pawn advantage even. He picked up the b7
Yeah.
pawn. Now with a 4 against 3 on one side. Normally knights, they operate better on one side of the board only because it's
They're
kind of
short
tough
distance.
to bring your knight to a7.
Yeah.
But if you only have to defend one flank, knights have a fighting chance against the rook. Especially here it has a nice outpost on f5 and h5. Wouldn't be that surprised if this was a draw actually.
Well, I've got a configuration. I put my pawn on h4 to stop your king coming in, and I put my king on f3.
Right.
And I just move my knight via e4, f5, just make sure you can't get in.
You don't want to
Yeah,
allow
let-
it to
let-
go
right,
on h5,
right,
that's the
right.
one thing. But
So
here,
no, play knight e4 check. And if you go king g6,
yeah, just wait.
knight g3. I think this is a fortress.
Question is if there's some Zugzwang somewhere combined
No.
with his h5 idea.
Um,
Say rook a4.
hold on, knight e4?
I can think about h5. I think you don't want to allow this.
And if g5, you're gonna
No, this looks
no
too
rook
loose.
b4. I'm losing
You
losing
got
the plot.
Zugzwang.
Yeah, I mean so. Well, let's go back. When I go h4,
Right.
king. What do you do?
Check and king f6.
Yeah, knight e4. King g6. Is h5 a possible move?
Yeah, I think that's
I
probably
think that's
correct.
the
and
fixer,
then-
right? Yeah, and then you've got you come round, or you just even here, you know, you just play knight d6, and if king f6, you just
same
go
thing,
back. Yeah. No, I think that's a fix.
Yeah,
I
this
think.
is this
Ooh,
is
you
holding.
you've got to be careful, careful, careful.
Can think about mate. But yeah, this
f6.
formation looks very solid for white. He will
Yeah.
find a square for his knight.
I think he's going to draw. I think he's going to draw it.
Can we mate here? f6, knight d4.
Sorry.
No, I'm just constructing some mates. f6, knight d4 looks good. Black is still holding with f5. That's kind of disappointing.
You shouldn't be allowed.
No, it looks like
Yeah.
Vichuga fought back and is going to
Wow.
hold this, which is
Big
a
result.
key game.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, would probably lead to this match ending in 3-3. Because it would be tied 2.5, 2.5 if that ended in a draw. And while Khairulin, we couldn't really see any winning chances. He's not really worse either.
No.
Equal material, b2 is a bit of a weakness. Looks very balanced. So this could very well end in 6 draws, the top match. Probably would make the guys from Soccer Azerbaijan happy. They would already be up 1 team point on their main competitors.
Right. Is there anything else you would like to see today?
I think Grishuk just won his game.
Yeah.
That's the game I wanted to see, but it is over. Bishop b2, bishop g7, knight f6 check, and Rothstein resigned. Let's briefly figure out why he resigned.
Takes.
King e7.
Takes.
This is a nice little sequence. Takes, check, and another very, very big check on d7. King e6 just takes. And hopeless, even though the queens are off the board, just look at the activity of the white army. Checkmate the king soon. Nice game by Alexander Grishuk. The top match looks like it's going to end in a 3-3. Let's briefly recap what happened in the Masters, because that is our focus. And then we're going to call it a day for today. Draw in Anand Aronian. Interesting opening battle in this topical 6d3 Spanish, which Peter Svidler just did a video series for us. Anand got a little something because he controlled the A-file, but it turned out to be not enough to defeat solid Levan Aronian. Initiated counterplay in the center. Then after rook ae2, c5, as was pointed out on Twitter, one way to mix it up could have been an exchange sacrifice with rook takes e5. I'm not convinced this favors white. Anand didn't go for it, and in the game it just petered out very quickly. The draw was agreed. Paco Vallejo in the other game got crushed. Starting here, c3 in a topical line, he went h5. Not a good idea. Any normal move would have been better. Castles, knight e5, even g5 interesting. But after h5, g takes h. His position got a bit overextended. Had to put the rook on c5, and he ran into this trick, which we've been showing multiple times. Knight takes e6, and ever since it's been an uphill battle.
Yeah. No, Pono played a great game today, actually. He played a good game.
Pono converted very nicely, putting his knight here.
Yeah.
The black king is just too weak to survive queen d2, threatening queen h6 checkmate. And Paco could not organize a defense because there is none. So that leaves Vishy Anand in the lead in the Masters, Aronian in pursuit, Vallejo and Ponomarev not having a great tournament yet. Ponomarev picked his first win up today. In the Euro Club Cup, it's too early to say. Sokar Azerbaijan looks good, looks like they're winning all their matches. Their rivals from Objetivo Risarcimento might drop a point today. Malachite also still involved in a very close match against Beersheba. We're gonna call it a day, and we'll be back. Tomorrow's a rest day in the Masters, so the day after tomorrow with the Bilbao Masters.
Thursday.
Thanks
so
for watching.
Not today, Thursday. And in the meantime, when we are gone, don't leave the Chess24 website. Look at the top bar. You can play, you can watch video series, you can become a premium member and enjoy all of the content on the site. So go ahead and do that. See you on Thursday.
Until recently, chess was like this. Chess24 brought you this. Live interactive broadcasts from top tournaments with computer analysis and video commentary by the likes of Jan Gustafsson, Lawrence Trent and Peter Svidler. A play zone where you can take on opponents from all around the world 24/7. Interactive beginners courses ensuring you pick up the basics fast while having fun. A tactics trainer to sharpen your chess by solving puzzles adapted to your level. Hundreds of interactive videos letting you watch and learn from star players such as Vishy Anand, Peter Svidler, Paco Vallejo and Hu Yifan. You've given up on that outdated computer? That's why there are more reasons to use Chess24 on mobiles and tablets. Full playzone access, including pre-move. A tactics trainer so you can stay sharp wherever you are. Computer opponents you can challenge even when you're not online. Live broadcasts of top chess events. And the half? It's free. Well, that's half true. Most features are free, but limited for registered members. For a mere €99 per year, however, you can step up to premium membership and gain unlimited access to our video library. That and much more. See you at chess24.com.